Like to call
Dang, scared me.
the Meriwether County Board of Commissioners meeting to order, May 26, 2026, at 6 p.m. This time, I'd like to please silence your cell phones and any other electronic devices. Please stand for the invocation given by Assistant Deputy Administrator Jeff Fisher, followed by the pledge.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for the opportunity to gather here today in service to our community. Grant us wisdom, integrity, and understanding as we make decisions that affect our entire community, not as we would have it, but as you would have it. Help us to work together with respect and unity, seeking what is right and beneficial to all. Bless our community, our county employees, first responders, citizens, and guide us towards peace, fairness, and progress. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next, we'd like to adopt the agenda. Are there any changes to the agenda?
I have one amendment for my typos and just getting ahead of myself, but under new business number one, I'm sorry, unfinished business number one, it should read request for funding from the city of Manchester. I forgot to add request for.
Okay, any other changes?
If not, Commissioner, the chairman, I'll make a motion to adopt the agenda.
All in favor? Presentation. Proclamation. Zion Hill Missionary Baptist Church, going to be read by Vice Chairman Nelson.
Proclamation. A proclamation to recognize the 150th anniversary of the Zion Hill Missionary Baptist Church of the Zion Hill community in Meriwether County, Georgia. Whereas the Zion Hill Missionary Baptist Church of the Zion Hill community in Meriwether County is celebrating its 150th anniversary during 2026, and whereas the Zion Hill Missionary Baptist Church was founded in 1876 by Will Colton, Sam McKee, and Jim Spear. And whereas the first pastor was Reverend Henry Mullins, and the first deacons were Will Colton, Sam McGee, Bob Fuller, W.K. Rosser, and Henry Blunt. And whereas a fire destroyed the Zion Hill Missionary Baptist Church in the late 1970s, and the congregation received support from other churches in the Luthersville area, where it held worship services until their facilities were rebuilt. And whereas for the past 150 years, including the rebuilding of its edifice after the tragic fire, the mission and activities of the Zion Hill Missionary Baptist Church have been maintained by its committed and dedicated members, board of deacons, and auxiliaries, all for the glory of God, as a multi-generational church for all people, under the leadership of their pastor, Reverend Dr. E.L. Jimerson and Deacon H. Douglas Blunt, Chairman of the Board of Deacons, and now therefore be it proclaimed that the Meriwether County Board of Commissioners honor and congratulate the Zion Hill Missionary Baptist Church on its 150th anniversary. Signed and sealed on this 26th day of May, 2026. And we'll be presenting this to the church on June 7th on their anniversary celebration.
Cool. Thank you. Next on the presentations is Miss Heather Green, TNVR, which is Trap Neuter Vaccinate Return Proposal.
Hello, is that okay right there? Okay. My name's Heather Green. Thank you for making space for me to speak at tonight's meeting. I'm here to share information about TNVR, Trap Neuter Vaccinate Return, something that's greatly needed in our community. I'm currently a volunteer with Troop County Animal Coalition, where I do TNR with cats in Troop County. I've also done some in Meriwether County as well, and also take care of some colonies throughout the different areas. Meriwether used to have a TNR program between 2017 and 2021. This is not something that would require any money from the county, but can be done through grants. So if you've ever scrolled Facebook, you know that we have a community cat problem. It seems that every other post is about free kittens. We hear many stories from people reaching out for help. This is one that I came across lately. Sadly, the colony left behind last summer when a man died is growing with 5 young cats, just each having litters of kittens. We have reached out to many rescues, but all I have contacted are full, so the colony continues to grow. Daily cat fights, neighbors taking the responsibility of feeding them. One of the neighbors who is on disability has 4 litters of kittens at her house and doesn't know what to do with them. We as neighbors are begging for help. This is not uncommon. The kittens in the story will be able to have their own kittens at just 4 months of age. People are overwhelmed, they don't know where to turn, and they genuinely care for these cats and are grateful when they get help. So for me, how it started, I live on Highway 100, so I go onto the interstate. There was a cat with a degloved tail at the Valero station, and I, like many people in our community, reached out for help. I couldn't find any, so I learned how to do this on my own and kind of took off from there. I partnered with another girl and started a nonprofit in Troop County, Troop County Animal Coalition. And as of in the past year or so, we founded April of 2025. We've trapped and neutered, vaccinated, and returned well over 200 cats. We also, one thing I wanted to mention is there's a well-established TNR program in Coweta County called Whiskers and Paws. So we were mentored through Cindy Lahr with Whiskers and Paws. We do have a Facebook page. You can see some of the work that we've done thus far. What I've seen when I'm out there, like I mentioned, the cat with the degloved tail, cat with hookworm, which the parasite attaches to the intestines, eye injuries, male cats with injuries from fighting, skin and upper respiratory infections, Kaliki virus, which is an upper respiratory infection which causes ulcers and is highly contagious among the cats that are living outside. Lice and fleas, broken bones, where we've had to get some of the cats like legs amputated. And then of course kittens dying, either being because the moms run over, they don't have anywhere, to get food unless we can find a bottle feeder, which especially this time of year is very difficult. And then of course, just kittens being born outside in the elements. Why does this matter? TNR is the best course of action for community cats because it ends the constant breeding cycle, therefore decreasing the community cat population and stops behaviors associated with mating, such as fighting, roaming, spraying, and excessive vocalizing. The ones that are already here can live happier, healthier lives, and the residents are no longer overwhelmed with the sheer number of cats that we have. What it looks like is we trap the cats the night prior to the appointments that we have. They remain in the trap through the night. We do provide food and water. They should be kept in a temperature controlled area, especially in very cold winter months or in the summer. They're transported to the clinic around 7:30 to 8 o'clock in the morning, the day of surgery, and picked up around 4:30. And then they're kept in the same trap that night until the anesthesia wears off because we can't release them while they're still under anesthesia. And then they're returned to the original location the day after the surgeries. Some may be kept a little bit longer. What we need is, we currently have sort of up and running partnership with Help Spay and Neuter Clinic. They did one, Miss Nelson arranged for what they call the snip ship to come down to the shelter and transport community members' pets for a discounted spay and neuter fee for both dogs and cats. But partnership with Help Spay and Neuter Clinic our county shelter as well as the county, and this is something, like I said, that is already in the works. Partnerships with local shelters, rescues for pets that have been put out by their owners and the kittens. Partnerships with out of area shelters and rescues, and transportation. And I believe that's something that is already taking place at our county shelter. Transportation to and from the clinic, as mentioned, this is something that's already in works with this SNP ship. And then we can also use volunteers for the transport. Volunteers to trap, I already know one girl that is more than willing to help out. Location for the cats after the trapping and then after the surgery, and funding for the surgeries. And as I mentioned, this isn't something that would require any money from the county. There are at least 2 grants right now that I know are available. Ms. Nelson shared one with the county administrator and the director of animal services. That's through the Department of Agriculture, and applications for that close on June 15th. And I was in touch with a lady from Best Friend Animal Fund, and she is going to relay my information to the person who oversees our area. And doing a little bit of digging online, I found out there already is a partnership between Meriwether County and Best Friend Animal Funds. So there are lots of organizations that have money that want to give us to do this kind of work. Trainings for TNR, which I would be happy to do myself. Public education for spay and neuter, and resident and resources for residents. Any additional resources, I don't know about partnering with any local vets. And traps available at different locations within the county for them to borrow. I did include the cost on the second page at the clinics that we use. We use Paws in Columbus with Troup County, but that's going from LaGrange, not from Meriwether. And then Help Spay and Neuter Clinic, you can see the prices on there. When you see Convena, that is an antibiotic injection that they will give the cats if they do notice any kind of like skin infection, or some of the toms have some pretty bad, get beat up pretty bad. So I've shared some additional sheets with you. One is a sample of how quickly the cats can breed. Females reach sexual maturity at just 4 months of age and have very short pregnancies. They go into heat every 3 weeks and can be impregnated by multiple toms when they're in heat. Sometimes the male cats will kill the kittens just to bring the female back into heat. The next page is a visual of what's called the vacuum effect, which is just kind of the reason behind why catch and kill or relocation of the animals or the cats doesn't work. It's not just specific to feral cat colonies. And the third is an example of some of the traps that we use. And there's another one, a drop trap, where you can catch multiple cats at once and then put them in transfer cages. So I'm already doing the work with Troup County. I've done a little bit in Gay, Manchester, somewhere else. I think I've done, Hogansville, right, a lady right down the street from me. And I'm excited to contribute any way that I possibly can to get something up and going in our county. I'm not going to go over the third page. That's just some reference notes, some data that I picked up from different articles that have been written. So I think that is it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Heather.
Finance report given by Ms. Tammy Lackey.
Yes, Commissioners, on the first page are the bank balances as of this morning. We should receive the loss, blast, and T-Splosh distributions later this week. On the second page, the SPLOS balance is $117,164.20. And the T-Splosh balance is $539,719.16. That's all.
Any questions? Department head. You have any department head?
Nope.
No one.
I have one announcement. Just want to remind everyone, and you may have gotten this email from Ms. Stephanie Wagner with Three Rivers Regional Commission. On Tuesday, June the 2nd, they are going to be holding the stakeholders meeting for the 2026 update to the Meriwether County Transit Development Plan. It'll be June the 2nd at 3 here at the office in this building, in this room. And I think she did send out an email to the stakeholders.
Thank you. You have any citizen comment?
No, sir.
Minutes. Monday, May the 11th, 2026, 4 p.m. work session. Everybody had a chance to read over.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor? May the 11th, 2025, 6 p.m. regular meeting.
Motion to approve.
Second. All in favor? Right on the public hearing. Case number PC 26-001, request from Chisel Mill Design and Build LLC to rezone partial 028, 029, 36.81 acres. Ellis and Forest Road from RR to R1 for the proposed use of 2-acre lots to 1.5 acre lots.
I'll make a motion to go into public hearing.
A second.
All in favor?
Good evening. John Knight here with Chisel Mill as well. This acreage is actually only 7 lots out of the total acreage, so it's actually only gonna be 12 lots, and the planning commission approved the 7 lots. At 1.5 acres each is on the upper end of the property that they own off of Forest Road, and the 7 lots they want to rezone from RR to R1 is because Lone Oak has given them a letter stating that they provide them with the water to those 7 lots only, not the remaining acreage, just those 12 acres, which is those 7 lots.
There's 8 highlighted.
I have like 8,
Yes.
I'm sorry, I probably down one. 7 lots, 1 through 7. The very bottom one, the very bottom one below.
Well, there's like 11 and 12 up here.
Down here, this was not, the very big one on the bottom is not, it's these 7 right here.
You know, I was trying to find those dimensions.
lots
So
2, 3,
small.
4, 5, 6, 12, and 11.
Yes.
Okay.
Which ones did you say? I'm sorry.
Take off lot 7.
3, 4, 5, 6, 11, and 12.
It's the upper. I was trying to highlight it for y'all for tonight so you can see it a little bit better. But Lone Oak has said that they could provide, and they've given a letter stating that they can provide the water. But Chisholm Mills having to pay for the lines to be ran. Or tap to be done.
So this is a development already approved.
This is the bill already approved.
How many lots on this
It
acre?
was approved, the original number of lots. Let me pull the original one out.
It's like it should be 12 lots.
That's a different one, yeah, what was the?
So I believe the original was 5. This is a preliminary plat. We're trying to get this approval so that we can have flexibility with the 1.5 acres. The southern 3 are unlikely to work anyway because of the soils there. So this is actually likely to be closer to 5 lots as well. But we are trying to get approved since we do have water capacity for the 1.5 acres to give us some creativity and flexibility with local.
Well, that's confusing. Then if the soil won't allow you to build, why does it matter how many acres you have on it and get built?
So there are good soils on the property. I think we are gonna fit 5 here. We're trying to maximize the possibility with the good soils we have. And so since we do have the water capacity, we would like to reduce the acreage to 1.5, which is allowed with water
To
capacity.
allow you to get 2 more,
Yes, sir.
from 5 to 7. That's what I'm trying to get at. Okay, thank you.
What's the width of the lots there, like on? this paper, the print here is too small, and then when I try to blow the screen up, it's too blurry. What's the lot width like on 2, 3, and 4? What's the lot width? They are 200?
They meet the minimum that's required for a lot.
And when you say you're gonna run water from where?
Lone Oak,
Well, y'all gonna plan to put in a water, like a good water main that can have fire hydrants and so forth, or you just run a water line?
So the water to this site is already available. We're hoping to later potentially increase the water line. And that would require us to put in a fire hydrant. But for this property right here, the water line is already available here.
It's already there?
Yes, sir.
Can you say your name and address,
Where is
please?
it?
John Knight, 104
Right here.
Evergreen Drive.
So,
Union.
but what kind of line is there?
Thank you.
How big of a line? What kind of water
What
supply?
size water line is that now?
Didn't we just approve y'all if y'all paved Ellis
Some
Road,
Ellis.
so many feet on Ellis Road, we'd let you put 2-acre lots there?
Yes, sir, but that's a property south of this one that we also
Right.
own.
But y'all still doing the other one? Paving the road and
Yeah,
everything?
so we're trying to see about Lone Oak's water availability there, but this is where we're gonna start. That's a little further.
No, what I'm
south.
saying is the one that y'all came in and we approved, y'all paved the road to have the lots.
Yes, sir.
When
So
will y'all be paving that?
so right now we have 3 large tracks here, this being the first that we would like to build to build some momentum. And then those properties are further south and we have either side of Ellis Road. And so after we built and sold these, we would hope to have some capacity to pave that road and extend that.
So you're not doing it right now. So you came, you got to approve it. We're not doing it right now.
I know, so we're working on this there. It's kind of like, since all of them are adjoining, it's kind of like one large phase neighborhood, so I would consider this phase 1 and those other 2 properties phase 2 and 3. So we're working on the plat approval in conjunction, but hopefully we'll be able to do this one, build some momentum, have the capacity to pave that road, and then pave that part of Ellis Road.
So maybe I'm just misreading this, but where are the entrances to these 2 back lots? Are they gonna be like easement driveways down or?
They're flag lots.
flag lots. I highlighted it. When I highlighted it, I covered it when I highlighted it. There's one right there.
So it's just a driveway going all the way down to it.
But it's
Except
part
driveway
of, and
going
that's part of the
to that.
problem.
Yes.
Not an easement. So
No,
it's part of the acreage.
Yes.
They just did a line all the way back.
But that one is a larger tract.
No, it's still 1.5 acres back there.
Well, it goes all the way back to that one behind it, but how does it get to the one next to that one?
I'm looking at a different
Man,
plan.
coming off the board.
This one's this one. Oh, no.
You
There's
you
no
can
driveway
you can
going
have
back
it
there.
go straight back into that one, but then you gotta have another one go all the way back to the other one. Is that on here?
Sir,
The driveway to lot number 11 on our page. There's not, I don't see
Where's
a
that at?
driveway to that one.
okay.
I don't have this one.
You can't use the other driveways. Have to have his own.
Gotcha, understood. So this would only be preliminary, so we would make sure to have that figured out before we got the plat approved, but right now we just need to get to the acreage. So we can decide what the design is like.
Well, I don't know about the rest of the board, but it'd be hard to make any kind of decision tonight and make an approval of something that's a preliminary. You're not exactly sure, because when you take that another 30 foot, it's gotta be 30 foot for the flag lot, right?
So I don't know what you guys are hearing today, but this is.
30 foot is what's required, right? Or 20 foot? 30 foot. So by the time you take 30 foot down that next lot,
So this, I believe that you guys have an old version. This is what I was saying. This one actually is a lot larger, 3.21. This is just a flag with no other entrance. So I brought a copy for everybody. I think you guys might have been doing something old, but this is what we're looking to get approved. So I don't.
you're telling me what's been submitted to us tonight is not what we're
It's not
approving?
what we even know. Apparently not.
Planning and zoning commission has not seen this.
1/8 also, you got about 1.5 acres. 7 lots and 1.5.
So the planning and zoning hadn't approved this new one. They've only seen this,
For the minute.
and that we don't even meet. Now he's coming.
You can take mine
That's
out.
the new one?
Yeah, and planning and zoning hadn't seen this one. They've only seen, right? Planning and zoning has only seen this one. They have not seen this one, correct?
No, they just approved 7 lots at 1.5.
Right. So they haven't seen the new version.
But they did approve 7 lots at 1.5. I know, our land acquisition manager, Brandon Larry, has been running this, so I don't know what has been given, what's not. Fortunately, his wife's having some pregnancy issues, so he wasn't able to join, so I've been in charge, and he was telling me that that's what he was giving to planning and zoning. So they did approve the 1.5 acre lot concept and the 7 lots, and that abides by all those. It also doesn't have any easements, as you stated. It has that 30-foot flag drive, and I think this is also where that confusion came in when I told you that it was a larger lot in the back, and you can see that one's 3.5. So even though it does use that driveway as part of its acreage, it more than makes up for it. And you can also see in our lots, just because we're asking for 1.5 acres, doesn't mean we're packing in 1.5 acres. We have a 3.5. A lot of those are 1.75. So it's just to create some latency and creativity with what we're able to do. Not only are we abiding by the rules, but on a lot of those lots, we're exceeding them, the 3.5 acre lot, and some other large lots on there too.
Lot 9 is 3.21 acres. Are you gonna run the water back there to that one too?
Yes, sir.
Cause it shows a well on here. That's why I want.
If it shows a well on there, that's probably an active well that we would have to abandon. We wouldn't be putting wells that we were installing on it.
And there's 8 lots on this one too. There's not 7, there's 8.
That we won't be building that southeast one. If that was the one you're referring to, we are running the water to the 3.5 acre lot on the top, but the one on the far southeast, we won't be able to build. So that would not be one. It would be the other 7, not that one included. That's the one I was saying we would lose because of the soils.
Yeah, I just feel like, since we approved the paving of the road, you to go from 5 acres to 2 acres, and now you want to go to 1.5 acres. We just open ourselves up to start approving new acres.
That was a different piece of property.
Yeah, I know it was a different piece of property, but next it'll be that piece of property.
Yes, sir.
My concern is the citizens of Lone Oak expressed the water pressure issues already within the city. And I know this property very well. And so I'm concerned that they're gonna lose their pressure when their wells are already a problem. And so, I mean, I spoke with one today to check and see if their water is any better lately, and no, they're already having pressure issues. So if they run a line, because they're not getting Lone Oak city water out to this piece of property, it stops way before that. It stops at the city limits. So if it comes on out this way and then runs to 7 more properties, I'm concerned about our citizens that already have water issues.
Yeah, I know that Lone Oak's pumping their water to both Luthersville and Meriwether's pumping to Lone Oak, and we've tested the water at that fire hydrant, and it more exceeds the water pressure needed for this.
At what fire hydrant? In town?
There's a fire hydrant right near our property that we tested the water capacity to get to our lots. The reason that we haven't been able to get the water approved quite yet for additional lots is because we're gonna need an engineer to do the topography test, but we have an engineer working on that too. But it more than surfaces, the water pressure at that fire hydrant exceeds above and beyond the need for 7 lots.
Do you have a copy of that testing?
I don't have a copy of that test. I do have the letter from Lone Oak. Oh, yeah, if you look at this, the second page of this, sorry, let me look at the first page. This is the second page is a hydrant flow test. Or you'll be able to see that. And so that was what we had to get approved in order to get this letter of service agreement from the city of Lone Oak.
So what size line would you run down to these lots?
We don't have to extend, a 2-inch from the line of the road to our lots.
Just a 2-inch?
Yes, sir. Just from the road to our.
8 different 2-inch lines, or just a 2-inch line?
Oh, no, 8 different. The line's already to our property, so we just have to run individuals. This lot would not, lot 8 would be the one that did not work out too bad, so yes, these are fine. This would be, that's why it's 7, it's just these.
They gonna set the meters at each lot?
Yes, sir. And we're responsible for the paying of the tap and the meter, but they install.
All right, cause the problem I ran into in Coweta one time is You own the property from where it ends all the way down through there,
Yes,
where the
sir.
line's at now, so you don't have to get owner's permission to run, because you can't run it on the county right away, you have to put it on the property.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's what I'm saying, so where you're saying there's a line at now, fire hydrant, whatever, from there all the way down to here, y'all own the property.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
But did I hear also that the fire hydrant is being supplied by Hogansville?
Lone Oak?
It is Lone Oak?
Yes, sir.
Where's Lone Oak getting their water from?
Their wells,
They have a well too?
but they have.
So that's the
trouble
problem we
with it.
had when we had this big meeting with the Water and Sewer Authority. And Lutherville wants to get in the water business, so they keep extending out, extending out, extending out. Now the wells are going dry and they're wanting, for those that wasn't here at that meeting, they're coming here wanting us to contemplate spending millions of dollars to run water from Coweta County to Lutherville to help solve their problems when they got in the water business, not the county. Now we're gonna be looking at Lone Oak gets theirs. I thought maybe they were getting it from Troup County and the line came all the way from the industrial park. And so I think that's where it's coming from. So if they're working off a well too, we're just creating a bigger problem. Sooner or later, all these homeowners are gonna be out of water. And the board, whoever's sitting up here, they're gonna be asking this board to come solve their water problems.
Yep.
And at the county, at the taxpayer expense. So I don't know why these cities keep wanting to get in the water business when they've got a well. You can't run a water business with a well. It just doesn't work. You know.
Well, like I said, my concern is the citizens are there, and then you even stated after this, you're wanting to extend down to the Ellis Road location and do that again, and so that's gonna be that many more on the same well that is already, they're having, I mean, I know they've been having a lot of trouble with that well, so it's very concerning for the citizens that are reliant on it currently.
I would like to mention, since we're having this on record, a while back, folks thought we came in here, the new board, and we changed the lot from 5 acres to 2 acres. So let's make it clear while we're talking about it. Before the majority of this board came on here, the county had already gone from 5 acres to 2 acres on paved roads, 5 acres on dirt roads. So no one sitting on this board right here, it is responsible for people going around and going, oh yeah, they done changed it down to 2 acres. They're destroying our county. I personally have already asked the board to think about it and Cassandra to work on changing the ordinance. Our ordinance right now says if you have water, you can go to 1.5 acres. If you have water and sewer, you can go down to 1 acre. But to protect this county and protect us from end up looking like Riverdale, Jonesboro, and Coweta County, I was hoping we was going to start in the next few months, start working on changing the ordinance to where it doesn't matter if you have water or sewer. This county should not go no less than 2 acres for a lot. If we keep doing it, if we don't watch what we're doing, I'm telling you, the citizens right here are going to go down the road and they're just going to see rooftop after rooftop after rooftop. And, that's not something I want to see, but I'm just one vote. In the middle of this plan right here, is that something proposed? Is that somebody's house?
That's house that exists.
There's a house that's there.
Yes, sir. It actually is owned by the fellow that normally talks here, Brandon Larry. We bought that house with the intention that he wanted to live there and we would help him by purchasing some of the property to help him afford to live in Meriwether.
Okay, I was just gonna ask whoever was living there, were they here tonight or whatever?
Well, he's
I
pretty
can't
happy
imagine
about it.
somebody wanting to build there and then have everything stacked around them.
Well, he's familiar with our product and he really likes it, so he actually thinks it's gonna be pretty good for his property value.
Good.
And especially since a lot of those are pretty large lots, even 2 acre lots are large lots.
Anything else?
No, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, y'all kind of got off to the questioning first, as you know, the procedure is usually 10 minutes to allow the applicant
Yeah.
and proponents to speak, and then 10 minutes to allow the opposition to speak, so.
Would anybody like to speak that opposes this project? Okay. I get
Anybody in
Anybody
favor?
in favor of it? Favor.
in favor, anybody in favor? If now we need to go out of,
Vote.
Well, it's either two options. If we're gonna vote one way or another, I guess we can go out, but if anybody on this board wants more information or thinks there needs to be more details, then we can continue
Yeah, continue.
Do we need to talk to the town of Lone Oak and the citizens and?
I would like to reach out to the citizens more and find out about their pressure and their concerns, because I don't know that they knew that this was something being out of Lone Oak, that they knew to come and express their opinions. And this water will impact them daily if we do this. And
I haven't heard the same concerns from Lone Oak. Not only the water test that we did is above and beyond exceeds what it needs. In fact, Luthersville's issues that they're facing right now, Lone Oak is pumping water to Luthersville to help them out. So
that's gonna make it even worse.
but Lone Oak has large capacity right now, while Luthersville is fixing their issue. So Lone Oak's capacity is above and beyond what we need for these 7 lots.
Doesn't Lone Oak get some water from the Meriwether County? Holmesville?
I thought they
I thought
ran a line on down to Lone Oak.
And we are on the meantime working on engineer report for that water to see exactly how many lots that could. And I'd be happy to share that once, that time comes, but what we already have is approval from everyone that, oh yeah, this for 7 lots, this is no problem. As far as the water capacity.
so what would your drawing look like if you kept it at 2 acres and kept it so we didn't have to rezone anything and you still had water to them? And that would still give you the water you wanted, but it would give us the acreage that we feel more comfortable with. Have you drawn up something like that?
To 4 lots, and so it would be a big hit, and I don't know. If the water, we'd have to see if we even wanted to use, the reason we're doing the water is to get the 1.5. We might have
Right.
to see if it makes more sense to do wells in that situation. But it would also reduce us to 4 lots.
So take it down from 7 to 4. I mean, with what information I have, I feel more comfortable keeping them 2 acre lots because of the water supply in that area. Anybody else have any
So
thoughts on it?
do you want to table this till you get more information, or you want to come out and make a vote?
But
What?
I guess why are we not taking the water test for what it is that we had done that says it has been passed? Why are we saying we need more?
Well, you said you had another
information?
test that you were having done, but we don't have the results of that yet.
No, I handed you guys all.
Oh, I thought you said there was another one with
On
the
the
topography and all that.
I think we want to do more than these 7. It has more than enough capacity for these 7. But I handed you guys the Lone Oak approval that also had the water test on the back. That's how we had to get that water test to get that approval.
I can tell you one thing about the flow test report is we supposed to believe this was in PSI or bar, inches or millimeters. Nothing is identified as what the test criteria was. So the nozzle coefficient 0.9, nozzle flow hydrant, the nozzle size is 2.25 what? Feet, inches, millimeters. It's a big difference between 2.25 millimeters test and what kind of pressure you get versus 2.25 inches. So my opinion would be maybe hire a better person to do that test.
This was done by Matt Houseberry, who Meriwether uses and to do a lot of their water as well.
So I would go back to him and find out why he didn't clearly mark what he tested. Too.
Sure.
I mean, I'm sure you paid for the report.
If I'm following you, what you're saying is they did a test on this 2.25 millimeter size, but you're talking about doing eight of those. So the number's not reflecting that.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I think what he's saying is the nozzle size flow is 2.25. Is that inches or millimeters?
I know, but that's-
Clearly marked it.
Is it 60 PSI or
So
60 bar?
there's
60 bars.
there is enough to service our 7. If we were to do more, we were going to have to change it to like a 6-inch. And so that's what we have been talking about down Forest Road. And that's why we have the engineer report coming. But that 2-inch there, they state that it has more than enough capacity for these 7 homes. Now, if I have to get more information on that, to have them fill it out in a way that you guys feel more comfortable with, that's fine. But he had done the report that we needed in order to get Lone Oak to give us the approval that they have the capacity to service our house.
Well, that's fantastic for you and Lono. This board needs to be able to see it clearly, and it needs to be clearly called out what the testing parameters are and what they tested at.
Sir.
I mean, you know, I understand your frustration, but then our frustration is we come in with two different plats, one we didn't have and one we get shown that our planning zoning didn't see. A lot of confusion around that. This test report that doesn't even tell us how it was tested or who, you know. I mean, there's a lot of frustration, confusion on this side too. Are we trying to rush through this and what for? So. I understand you guys are trying to maximize the property and make as much money as you can. I mean, that's the name of the game. We get it, but we got to make sure, as you wasn't here for this, we had a huge water sewer authority meeting where we've got major water issues across the county. So before we make another water decision, we got to make sure we're not hurting anybody.
And earlier you stated there's enough pressure to do these 7 lots, but you also said you want to do this first, so then you can go on down the road.
That's how
And then
much pressure there
then
is.
you'll want those to be 1.5 acre lots too.
Yes, sir. That's how much pressure they're saying there is that they believe it has the capacity to do that. We just need an engineer to solidify that.
So I'll make a motion that
Yeah.
we table
Got to
this.
come out. Oh, to tell you. Oh,
You can continue it.
Continue it
you continue.
until
Time, sir.
with the June 23rd meeting. Give us enough time, you think, to the June 23rd meeting at 6 o'clock.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, let's move right on to case number PC 26-10, request from the family Smith Watson for the special use of 0.06 acres for a family cemetery located on partial 101-008 McLaughlin Road.
Make a motion to go into public hearing.
Second, all in favor?
All right, this is from Miss Annette Brown. Her mother, was very ill and she's requesting that the cemetery, her mother want to be buried on her property. And so we have a survey done. You guys have a copy of that in your, thing, and it's 0.06 of an acre, and she's asking that be approved with Smith Watson Family Cemetery so that her mother could be buried on her property. And Miss Annette is here if you have any questions.
Anybody here to speak in favor of the cemetery?
Good evening, Annette Smith Brown. And it was my mother's died,
Please state your name and your address, ma'am.
Annette Smith Brown. I live at 584 South Lofton Street in Greenville. The property is at 1216 McLaughlin Road. Where my mother lived, and she wanted to be buried on the property. That was her dying wish.
Yeah, that's the thing, you got opposed. If there's anybody here against it, people like them.
Thank you. Anybody here to oppose this? Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to come out of
I'll second it.
Here, section, all in favor?
and I'd like to make a motion that the board approve
I'll second it.
her wishes.
All in favor?
Thank you.
Any appointments?
Oh, sir.
Unfinished business. Request for funding from the city of Manchester for their 4th of July celebration. Manchester Fire Chief Ben Williams, payable from the April 28, 2026 regular meeting.
Commissioners, Fire Chief Ben Williams are here to request funding for the Manchester 4th of July event.
I know that we had tabled this before, so that we could have time to think about it. I know that Manchester is not what Manchester used to be, but Manchester does add a lot of tax money to our base. I'd like to put a motion on the table to allow $10,000 to Manchester for the fireworks, 4th of July. And I put that in the form of a motion. There's a motion on the table, isn't it? Got a call for a second, if there is one.
Second. Anybody got a second? Motion failed.
What have we done? We did do this the last few years. What did we do then?
$1,000 last year is all we did.
$1,000, I think, for the last 2 years, 3 or either 4 years ago, 10,000. So, you know,
Well-
we probably have 4,000 to 5,000 people around Manchester, Meriwether County, Upson County, Pike County attend. And yes, they're adding SPOS dollars to the county. So that everybody benefits, Meriwether County as well as.
Only thing I'd like to say is we've had fireworks at Lake Meriwether for the last 2 years, and we appreciate Manchester for filling in for the years we didn't have. And we coming up on our 3rd year. We've prided ourselves in not having to use any taxpayer dollars for the fireworks at the lake. It's been totally paid for by local sponsors. We've worked hard to achieve this. With this being said, I feel as it would not be right to use taxpayer money to fund Manchester fireworks.
Have y'all started any kind of a sponsorship thing
Yes.
with businesses and so forth?
I was put in charge of fundraising. I have handed out 55 letters to different businesses. Yes, we've got pretty good response from local business.
How much have you raised there?
I don't have to figure with,
Okay.
a lot of it, I hand the letter, I ask, and they pay city hall and I don't see it.
I know it puts us all in a tough situation here, and Brian has every right to make that motion, especially represent Manchester. And I wish there was a way we can do it. The only thing that's holding me back, if we were spending 10 or 15 of taxpayers' money, then I'd want to help the other cities too. And then the rest of the cities are going to want to say, well, you help them. But my biggest concern is why I couldn't second is I helped raise this money too. And I'm just being honest, the feedback that if y'all start giving our money to other citizens, we're not sponsoring no more. And then if we contribute 10,000 to Manchester as a kind of courtesy thing to reach out. If we do that and then we lose 10,000 over here, that's not going to help us anymore. Now we got to spend 20,000 taxpayers' money every year. And that's the only holdback I have is when you're getting sponsors and raising money, they put it to, if they want to do it to Manchester, they're going to go donate to Manchester. If they want to donate to the Lake Meriwether, they're going to donate, but they don't like it when someone takes their money and then go puts it somewhere else. And that's one thing is bothering me.
Well, I'm gonna say I disagree because there's been a lot of things on this board that have been voted against to give to Manchester, and I'm getting just about sick of it. So that's my personal opinion. And most of these people on this board are from Manchester, just live in different areas now. So
Thank you. Consideration.
Thank you, Ben.
Well, wait a minute. I don't think we need to not give anything to Manchester. And we did, as a board, agree to spend $25,000 of taxpayer money to fund the fireworks in Woodbury. And luckily, we've been able to raise that money and not have to spend the taxpayer money. So therefore, because we've engaged in that $25,000 fee, I was not in favor of doing the full fee to Manchester that we had previously done. But I'm not opposed to donating and helping because every one of those citizens are also Meriwether County citizens. So they're not just Manchester sitting separate.
right.
So I mean, I'm okay with doing the same thing we've done before, or and I'll put this in motion now. I'm fine with making a motion of $5,000 to Manchester to help fireworks.
I'll second it.
How much?
5,000, half of what we used to do. So
5,000, got a second? All in favor? All opposed?
Of course. Just freaking ridiculous.
Motion failed. All right, we'll move right on to new business.
Hell, I might as well go home. Y'all decide what the hell y'all wanna do.
Approve the 2027 ACCG property and liability renewal and allow chairman to sign.
Commissioners, the current insurance policy with ACCG Irma expires on June 30th, 2026. The renewal policy runs from July 1st, 26 to June 30th, 27. The total renewal premium is $761,516. Less than 5% safety coordinator discount of $38,076 results in a total cost of $723,440. Listed out as the past 3 years, including the current year, the increase over last year with an 8.69% increase. Last year was 665,577. Staff recommends approval of the insurance renewal coverage for July 1st, 26 to June 30th of 27, and recommends authorization for the chairman to sign the renewal documents.
Did they give a basis for the increase in the, especially the large increase from year over year?
It's mainly due to the vehicle coverages. That's still a $10,000 deductible. This is including a total fire truck to get only an 8.69%, and we've added a few new vehicles. Last year it was.
Well, say that again, I'm sorry. So a total fire
truck, and we added new Durango vehicles, pursuit vehicles, all to the insurance, and we got an 8.69% increase.
So we've added vehicles to be covered.
A lot.
And then we've got the getting paid back now for totaling 2 fire trucks.
Well, on this one, it'd be just one.
The other one was the one before?
Correct. And the previous one, it went only up, $3,400 or so year over year with that one total.
Last one that was total, we hadn't got nothing for it yet.
Yes, we have.
We have.
I'm talking about the increase in the rate.
We should have.
It's this one right here,
Yes,
right?
it's this one.
It's this one here. It's this current total.
Oh, yeah, that's.
Some of the increase too came when we added, the 3 donated fire trucks. Y'all remember
Right, yeah,
those? That increased a lot, and we had to send a separate payment for those.
Yeah, that was a $12,500 purchase, but it was a $750,000 fire truck.
This is a perfect example and proof that actions have consequences. And it's affecting the entire county tax base with this increase. We need to make sure we've got adequate training, adequate drivers, adequate investigation, adequate discipline of incidents that happen, because now we've got insurance increases. We totaled out vehicles. We need to make sure as a department and as an administration, we're doing our due diligence when those issues happen to avoid this kind of increase. I know some of it was unavoidable, some of it's inflation, some of it's the new equipment, but
It's across.
you called it out, and it's not, I'm glad you did, because it is a real issue.
It's across all departments with total. There's not just that one fire truck.
We totaled what, other vehicles
Other
too?
vehicles, yes.
Whether so,
It's other departments.
so do we have like a pandemic like COVID going on here with people that can't drive and,
It's not one, instance.
Well, I believe when they drive the trucks for public works like tandem dump trucks, they probably have to have a CDL license.
Correct.
But fire trucks, they do not. So I would make a suggestion that these guys go drive a simulator or something, or get some kind of training, hands-on training for driving these heavy fire trucks. And now we got 2 tankers coming, and they're gonna be tandems, and we sure need somebody that knows how to drive those.
We do have ACCG through our safety program. Y'all see the discount there that we got. She does bring down the simulator. They've done classes on that, with all the departments.
You mentioned the tanker. Where are we at with the tanker? They're supposed to have already been here.
The last update was, should be this week or first of next month. I have to reach out to the manufacturer and find out for sure.
They were supposed to have been here by when?
It's supposed to be April, and then there was the delay with
First of
some
April.
parts.
All right.
That
So
was
now
another
they're saying they're
delay.
going to be here 1st of June?
Should have been the end of May. I have to check with the vendor, see, because there was some parts issues or manufacturing issues getting the parts.
They're saying the ETA is what now?
It was, from my understanding, it's supposed to be the end of this week or the end of this month. So it should be the end of this week. I'll reach out to the vendor and find out for sure.
So I'll make a motion to approve the insurance for ACCG for July 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2027 at $723,440.
All in favor?
Allow the chair to sign.
Allow the chair to sign this.
Discuss and approve 2026 LRA project list.
Commissioners, Fire Chief Denny Stevens has provided Public Works Director Brian Griffin with a list of low weight bridges to be evaluated for potential use of the 2026 LRA funding. The bridges are listed below in the order of priority as identified by Chief Stevens. And the 7 are listed, and I think a few of them did not have bridges when Brian went out there and looked at. As an alternate, the 2026 LRA funds could be used to fully pave Alverton roads that totals 5.5 miles. This work could be either completed in-house or through a bid process based on the current LMIG pricing. The cost of each mile is $269,223. This total project cost will be just shy of 1.5 million. The estimated 2026 LRA funding is $1,018,607. And additional funding needed would be $462,120.83 and be from T-Splosh if we did the Alverton project.
So you're saying the bridges that are listed could be done for the
Is that either
LRA
or?
funds
Yes,
with no additional funding from T-Splosh?
correct. Because all we gotta do is
If we
submit.
do the
$1 million.
alternative of King Road,
Alverton Road.
Alverton Road, we would have to add additional funds.
Correct. And it's gonna be the same way with LMIG when we get to that part as well, but it's a lot higher, about $100,000 more.
The 3 bridges that we looked at today, I just want to bring that to the attention because they do not total based on his estimate. We have to total $1,018,000 to fully get all that money.
These 7 though do not total that.
Only 3 of those could be used, and I think he can give you more information on that, but we compiled a project list just trying to do an estimate. But 3 of the bridges only total like $535,000. You still gotta come up with something to make up the other 500,000 to cover that 26 LRA.
The 7 bridges listed here, we can only do 3 of them, and we don't have, yeah, because that's not making any sense.
Mission Road is over active CSX railway. It's 3-ton limit. It's CSX bridges. This the railroad bridge. We can't do anything with this. So that immediately comes off the list.
Okay.
Al Roberts Road was listed on the list that he gave me. Al Roberts Road is the road that is in Coweta County that just got repaved, start to finish. We don't have a bridge on.
So that comes off.
But we do, that road is considered Meriwether County, I'm not sure.
We have pieces, we have property on the left side, but it was resurfaced from start to finish completely.
I thought the bridge they were talking about, if you go down Al Roberts Road and then when it curves to the right and then turns into dirt road, comes all the way into Strickland Town, that's us.
No, that's the first part of Rocky Mountain. We don't take over on that until.
Ain't there a bridge on there that's us?
On Rocky Mountain, yeah, but that's not on the list that was given to me. There's 3 bridges on Rocky Mountain. Then Stovall Road is the one on the pond dam. And it's fine.
When you first started talking about, you said something about there's a bridge over a railroad track or something?
Mitchum Road.
The second one on the list.
What's that?
Snowball is not on the list.
I know, but you're saying that's not our,
It's not our bridge over the active railroad track. It's CSX.
CSX controls all the
They
construction.
control everything around that railroad.
all right, because when you came on, we closed that road down there, with a bridge. What's the name of that road that had the wood bridge on it? And Bill Cawthorn got an estimate of $300 and some thousand to rebuild it. GDOT closed it, but it goes over the rail track.
An active one?
No, we closed the entire road. That was on Flint Farms.
No.
Land out there in Woodbury.
Yeah, what,
But what I'm saying is GDOT came out, it's our bridge over the rail track. GDOT came out and condemned it.
Oh,
All right. We were going to fix it, but it's going to cost us $385,000 to rebuild that bridge over a railroad track. So what makes the difference between that bridge and this one here over the railroad track?
we went back through the paperwork, best we could tell. It is not our bridge.
Because
because that bridge up there, the railroad gave it to the county. years ago. That's why that was our bridge.
Well, any of the work that's
The one
been
we
done
closed,
has been
not
done
Mitchell.
by DOT/CSX. We have never worked on it.
I pulled the minutes on Mitcham Road just to look at that bridge, because I knew we had talk about that within the last 3 or 4 years. Mitcham Road looks like GDOT came out, said that the weight limit, they wanted it lowered. There was some repairs that needed to be done. CSX made the repairs. I know there was a meeting of the county, CSX and GDOT all out of that location. And when we pulled the file, it looked like GDOT had made the repairs to like add some timber caps. And what was the other thing?
They put runners on.
Runners and all. So they took over and took care of it, because, you know, when they closed, the CSX initially tried to, county needs to pay for this, county needs to pay for that, but it's not the counties to maintain.
Then,
Okay, so
Now- okay,
we started at Murray Road, that's a go.
yes, a go.
Mitchum is no, cause that's CSX. Mount
Correct.
Pilgrim's a go.
No, sir.
Okay.
Mount Pilgrim is that really long, narrow bridge that goes over them lakes that's currently closed due to the bypass. And we didn't work up the price because we're gonna have a company come and give us a price, and it's probably gonna total $3 to $4 million to replace that bridge.
Due to what bypass?
362 being closed, we closed down.
Yeah, the bridge that we closed,
No, but Mount,
Massengale Mill Road.
no, we were talking about Mount Pilgrim Road, not Massengale Mill Road. We were on Mount Pilgrim. I was like, there's not a bypass. That's too
No,
close to me. I know
right,
where
I'm
that's at.
sorry, that's the other one. That's
Massengale Mill is the one we
Massengale
closed to
Mill.
the digital.
So you just explained Massengale Mill.
Yes,
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
I'm sorry.
Mount Pilgrim Road.
Mount Pilgrim.
Number 3.
I'm going right down the list.
Trying to see which one that one. I don't have that one. I have Al Roberts, Harmon, Stovall, Beaver Lake.
And we
Stovall's not even on this list.
Which one's not?
Stovall.
Not on your issue paper.
Oh, look, because we took it off before. The address associated with it, it's in Troop County.
Yes, I remove that one.
Wait, that's Flat Shoals Creek Bridge in Troop County? That's way away from the county line.
No, the one on Stovall's, why they took it off. Why you don't see it, they went ahead and took it off of the list. Said
Okay,
it was a Trick County address, so that's why it's
So-
not listed.
Is there an address on Mount Pilgrim?
I mean, that, you know,
2354.
I can assess that first thing in the morning.
so basically, we don't have a list to be able to make a decision with. So,
We have Harmon Road and you have Beaver Lake on.
but
The
it, but,
3 of the possible 6 are on.
but we can only use 500,000, so we need another $500,000 of bridges and stuff to get this.
But it doesn't have to be all bridges.
Okay,
You just have to allocate the money to
It can be
a.
culvert pipes or whatever.
Could be
Can be a
roads.
so we can do
It
Murray
ought to be
Road.
easy to get up to
That's what I'm
being
saying.
Mount Pilgrim Road.
$18,000. That ought to be easy.
We have Murray, Harmon and Beaver Lake right now as the 3 selected. I'd have to look at Mount Pilgrim and see what all it needs. I don't want to spit something out and
Now, the one for Harmon Road and Beaver Lake, they say 6-ton limit and 5-ton limit. So they're already, but they're still in bad shape and need redone.
no, this can't tow a fire truck across.
A 6-ton limit and a 5-ton limit. Fire truck can't go on those.
Dallas Mill Road, we already are working on.
That's
that-
on the 25.
But it's listed on here also. So is there multiple bridges? I don't remember multiple bridges on Dallas Mill Road. So that's what I'm saying. Can we clean this up?
As soon as I know what everybody wants, I clean it up best I can. I've got prices for 15 small roads to pave. I've got prices for 8 large roads. I got prices for 27 pipe crossings that ain't ours and a priority that somebody else gave me. So as soon as I have the directive of what you want,
You shouldn't be getting a priority from nobody but John Gordon.
well, when you ask the fire chief
Yeah.
what roads he wants me to replace bridges on, y'all gave that authority to him to request that of me. Is that fair?
That's fair.
Okay. So if you're gonna ask the fireman
Yeah,
what
so
roads he needs to do,
So what, the firemen give you culverts that need to be replaced?
he did. This
Well,
is
why
his
he-
list,
why he
this is
giving you
not the
culverts?
road department list.
I understand that. I'm
Yeah,
just
these are
saying,
not the culverts I would fix.
Huh?
with,
These are not the culverts I would fix.
with his list, can you clean up confusion with his list right here?
I give you 3 for 535,000.
And you're gonna have to go check Mount Pilgrim. Okay. Cause the rest of these don't need to be done.
Correct.
Okay.
Or can't be.
Fine, right.
And here's the thing, once I submit for it, I did speak with GDOT State Fund, State Aid Coordinator today. We can change it. There's just a simple form that you, like, once you submit the project list for that funding. Let's say you decide you wanna do something different. There's a simple form I fill out and submit to GDOT. So it's not like it would take an act of Congress or anything like that. Just
Well,
put
it's,
that out there.
okay, so the reason I'm going through all this is because there's 2 big requests here, either or, y'all are asking us to do. And this one, we need a clarification on, right? Cause then you start talking about not enough money. The second one, I don't feel comfortable making a decision on that when 2.5 miles of that Alberton Road is in the Lamig project, and then it's further down the list. These almost need to be, we need all the information before we can decide.
Amen.
You know, so I don't want to decide here and then go to the Lamig and then it just blew what we did there.
Address the agenda and put the LMIG first, because that's probably gonna come into play. See what
Right.
I'm saying?
Yeah, we
So-
should skip down and do number 6 and come back to number 2.
Well, I ran into the guy about, I don't know, a couple.
You see what I'm saying?
Inspecting bridges. So when he inspects a bridge, the state, this was state, when he inspects a bridge, does he give us a report of that inspection?
And
Does it tell us the tonnage on it? So I mean, that all you gotta do is take a look at that, it should tell you
And they're already posted.
whether they're
He gives
stable enough
he
or
gives
not.
us a report and we go out and post them, whatever the state report says. If
Yeah.
it's a 6-ton limit, we post it. If it's a 16-ton limit, we post it. These bridges that are in question have been this way for a very, very, very long time.
So Michael, how do I go from, let's pause number 2 and go to number 6? Does that have to be a motion or?
It sounds to me like you're not planning on, you may not be planning on making a decision on 2 anyway tonight without knowing what bridge information is going to be. So you're
I'm
probably
not,
better,
yeah.
you're probably better off just going ahead and tabling 2 to your next meeting. And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
y'all go ahead and deal with 6 when you get there, and then you'll have the information for 6.
My only concern is the deadline is the 15th.
And,
Our next
So
meeting.
I know, yeah, but I think we can take the data we have and put together a project once we know what the Lamig come back as.
I mean,
So-
I haven't seen the bids we got from the contract.
Yeah.
So can I make a motion to table number 2 till after number 6?
Theoretically,
Yes.
yes. You never see something, done like that. It would have been better, I guess, to amend the agenda at the outset, but
Yes.
theoretically, you can table number 2 until you
Yes.
have made a decision on number 6.
I'll put that in the form of a motion.
Second, all in favor?
Thank you.
That's a new.
Discussion of speed bumps for Silver Street and Gold Street.
Commissioners, I'm gonna let County Clerk Ms. Stevens explain this one. She's been involved with this more than I have.
Bear with.
I think this request came in during open enrollment and she was available.
Yeah, it came through me from the citizens.
Commissioners, the county has received concerns concerning the speeding and traffic safety near 376 Silver Street and 363 Gold Street in the Durham community. The residents in the area have requested that the board consider installing speed bumps to help reduce vehicle speeds and improve safety for the motorists, pedestrians, and nearby property owners. The purpose of this item is for the board to discuss the possible installation of speed bumps in these areas and provide direction to staff regarding any additional review or action needed. I did reach out with the sheriff's office, fire rescue, and public works, and none had any objections or concerns regarding the installation of the speed bumps at that location. Staff's asking that there be discussion and direction to the staff from the board regarding possible speed bump installation near 376 Silver Street and 363 Gold Street.
So 376, 363 Gold Street is in between Highway 18 to Silver Street. Gold Street continues after that, but what they're requesting is actually this citizen Says put it right in front of my house, right in my driveway. I don't care. So it's not in front of his driveway, but
Yeah.
it's right there. So it's a short stretch. It may be a quarter mile, but apparently people are coming through and disregarding all of the stop signs to come to Silver Street. That side is where it goes from Gold Street down to County Line Road and then turns into J.W. Dunn. So people are blowing past the stop sign at the end of County Line, right into Silver and just flying right on through. So they're hoping that this will help slow that down. There's a lot of children that are playing out there. Concern.
You make it about.
Well, I didn't know if y'all wanted to discuss it, but I mean, well, I make a motion to approve it, the locations identified as requested.
Second.
All in favor?
But we do need to find out what we're gonna do to solve the speeding.
Yes.
The sheriff department says they can't run radar because Georgia State Patrol has to prove it, and we're constantly adding more and more speed bumps, and the people living there deserve that. But you're gonna find that these are gonna eventually cause a problem with it. I know they said they don't have an issue with it, but you start sending an ambulance to somebody's house with a bunch of speed bumps or a fire truck, they have got to stop and crawl over. They can't hit it hard with all the stuff in the back. So, but these people ignore the speed limits, and they ignore the stop signs, and no citations are written to them. So I don't know
Well,
what.
they can't keep them off the no through truck. They can't keep
I know.
trucks off the roads either.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
I
It's just-
agree with you. We can't have speed bumps all over the county, but it's.
But they're gonna come in and ask for more and more and more because we're setting that precedent, and I voted along with this, and I agree with it, but we gotta figure out another thing, because everybody else is gonna want speed bumps too. And it's just gonna hinder it one day.
Yeah, I ain't gonna vote to put one on Cedar Rock.
I got that on next month's agenda, man.
Discussion of jail.
Lay your
facility
crackers down.
maintenance. Discussion of jail facility maintenance.
Commissioners, the jail-related work completed by Bates Mechanical for the plumbing and by CA Owens for the locks has been addressed. Bates Mechanical has already been on site, and CA Owens is scheduled. They were scheduled for today. They called and said they will be here tomorrow about 11 a.m. to look at all the lock situation going out of jail. So I don't have an update on that one. Bates Plumbing came out, looked at it. They were replacing some of the pipes that were cut too short. Regulator and one on the pressure. They're looking at all fixing everything in that part. So Bates and CA Owens are coming. Like I said, Bates has already been on site. CA Owens will be here tomorrow to assess the lock situation.
And this is primarily for work that they should have already completed.
It's falling under the warranty of the work that was done.
So it's okay. We had them come in and do work, and then they got to come back and remediate their work.
Correct.
Okay. So there's no decision for us to make there.
No, just give you an update on the facility because like I said, the plumbing, they found I guess, a regulator, and then the piping was cut maybe a half inch too short. So they're replacing all of that.
They didn't notice the pipe was too short when they put it in.
They switched workers about halfway between the project. And I think this was the first worker's work and then the second one. So it's two different locations.
And that's still an issue now,
Oh, yeah.
because that was an issue a month ago.
Yeah, Base just came on about 2 weeks ago and assessed it, and then they go.
No, I'm saying we discussed this at a meeting two weeks or 4 weeks ago. It said they just got to get this valve or get such and such, and that still's not fixed.
I asked Lee for an update. I didn't get an update before this meeting. I asked him to stop by to fill me in on it, see where Bates is at.
What about the lots and?
CA Owens will be here tomorrow, but they were scheduled to be here today. He called around 1 and said he'll be here about 11 o'clock tomorrow.
Would bring some keys.
He's going to assess the situation and see what he needs to do.
Who actually oversees the project? Kind of like at the courthouse, we got what, EMC oversees it, right?
River City.
Yeah. So who's overseeing what's going on in jail? Because they're the ones who make the stuff happen and get done.
Right now is Lee. It was Bill Cawthorn that did the locks and the
We
plumbing.
don't
Bill
have
Cawthorn.
project manager county, but I know Bill Cawthorn, when he was on site, was overseeing it, but right now.
Yeah, we started all this after he left.
Yeah, but I think it started when he was still here, but he wasn't there when the repairs began. But we don't have anybody but Lee.
Yeah, as the situation come up, Lee goes in and assess and says, hey, this is the issue. Then we reach out to the vendor and get them on site.
All right, grand jury presentments, May 2026.
Commissioners, the grand jury presentments were included in the board's minute packet, reviewed and discussed by the board. Formal acceptance is now required as repair efforts at the jail continue. Staff extends its appreciation to the grand jury for fulfilling its responsibilities.
I'll make a motion to approve as presented.
Second.
All in favor? Award of bid for 2026 LMIT resurfacing project.
Commissioners, there's gonna be a lot of numbers thrown out, so I'm gonna try to go slow and get all the numbers in there. Meriwether County was awarded $942,044.52 for the 2026 LMIG. The 30% match is $282,613.36, bringing a minimum total funding for this project to $1,224,657.88. On May 21st, EMC conducted a bid opening, and the four bids, and they're listed below from highest to lowest. Atlanta Paving was $2,205,242.38. FS Scarborough was $2,106,265.69. Piedmont Paving and Grading was $2,082,807.50. CW Matthews, $1,823,088. EMC Engineering Services, Inc. has recommended awarding the 26 LMIG project to CW Matthews in the amount of $1,823,088. Approval of this bid would require an additional $598,430.12 in funding from T-Splosh in order to complete all three road projects, Coleman Creek Circle, King Road, and 2 miles of Alvaton. If the 2 miles of Alvaton Road are removed from the project scope, the total project cost will be reduced by $538,446.53, bringing the revised total to $1,284,641.17. And I said, if you go back to your commitment page, you'll notice the 2024 LRA has roughly $385,000. We're still waiting on one invoice, so it should come in around $300,000 left in 24 LRA money. So you can use that money to help fund the 26 LMIG. So it comes down to the board if you want to do the 2 miles of Alvaton or remove it and do the whole 5.5 miles at one time.
Brian, can you come back?
Alvaton Road's in bad shape. There's a lot of traffic on it. And people are already going, in fact, I told a guy the other day. What's that?
Isn't it
just
from like?
$1,487,270 is your cost.
Yeah.
To pave that road.
Yeah, most of it from Strickland Town Road back to Alvaton.
That is my mile away from home.
That
It
was.
should be on the same sheet the bridges are on. Is that your number?
Mine was 1.3 for Alvin, the whole thing.
The 1.4, Commissioner Wars, I calculated that based off of the mileage from CW Matthews
Okay. What's what?
at the 5.5 miles.
600,000.
For us to do it internally is 1.3, which is only about 150,000. So you're saying,
But that's money's been given to CW Matthews.
not yet, and we hadn't made that decision.
No, it hasn't yet. I calculated based on the per mileage.
His
because it
price
was-
is what, 1.3 to pave Alton?
Yeah, you do it in-house.
5.5.
5.5, so that's.
And you bid it out, it may come in a little more than 1.4. That was using the 563,000 for the 2 miles divided by 2 times 5.5, that's your 1.4.
In-house. And it's still that much in-house?
That's so each road's different, right?
Yep.
Some roads need Alton Road does not need just an overlay. It's gonna have to have OGI from one side to the next. Plus the 2 inches of topping on top of that, plus striping, plus shoulder building. There's no quick cheap lipstick on it.
Right.
It has to be done right. If you want.
And it's really more than we can handle in-house right now, isn't it?
It's more.
What all needs to be done would take a lot of y'all's time to do that.
Yes, it would. It would consume us for a lot. We would be better off letting CW Matthews do all of Alvaton Road.
Right.
And letting us do King Road and Coleman Creek.
Right. That doesn't get as much traffic.
Or do some other road.
Well, we had to have a list just to get the money approved. That's
part of.
Now we're into this part of what we want
Yeah,
to do in the
well,
best
this
way.
problem
to
has
do it.
been a problem because we have this money, plus, we found this money too. We're
Right.
gonna do something with it. What are we gonna do with it? We don't know. let's get CW Matthews involved. All right, what's their bid? Well, they're gonna do these three, but not this one now.
Yeah, so if in the dollar presentation, can we? What is the presentation then if they do all of Alberton Road?
We don't have a price on it from.
I estimate it's gonna be close to that
Okay.
1.5. We'll have to bid it out and see what it's gonna cost.
Okay,
So you have an estimate already for in-house King Road Common Creek. What numbers do you have for those?
1,100,000 for both. That's 5.09 miles.
1 million what?
100.
1,100,000. Or
For both of them.
1.3 to do King and let them do those two and.
So you still need about
That's the King.
$130,000 worth of road work.
Oh, say it
You
again.
need about 130,000 additional to meet your element requirement. If Brian did those 2 roads.
Right, so I got an idea if y'all will indulge me to go through it. We still have our fund balance overage that we didn't decide, so. If we pull Alberton out of the LMIG and let Brian do it. That means we would have to commit an additional $60,000 from T-Splosh to do the other roads. Because you're saying it comes down to 1284.
Yes.
1224 is
Sure.
what we've got with our match. We'd have to put another 60 with it out of T-Splosh, and they could do those other 2 roads. Brian can do Alverton Road. We have 550 left from the bridges that we've talked about. Put it towards that, and another 800,000 from the fund balance overage, and we're done.
Plus you got the 24 LRA, about 300,000. So maybe it's.
So that's 300, and then, so we could do that, 300 left from 24 LRA, and then $500,000 from our fund balance overage. Still leave us $1 million in fund balance overage.
But he just said himself that that they really shouldn't be doing Alberton Road because it's gonna be very intense.
I didn't hear that part, okay.
Yeah, I mean.
It's a lot of work to be done there, just going
I
out.
think if we don't need to let somebody put in a bid on something and then start telling them we don't want to do this, what we've already requested them to bid out. I think it'd be better off if Brian did another road, other than what was on the bid sheet. Be just my opinion. I mean,
I don't want to take nothing against from our public works, but I'm just telling you, if you go look at Alberton Road, if it's not done right, it's gonna be tore up in 3 years.
It's a traffic night. And we have a 600-gallon tank distributor that I'm gonna have to run back and forth to Atlanta every day to get tank.
Yeah.
In order to keep that moving, tank tanker like they have gonna carry 2,000 gallons.
Okay, so, all right. You do the other 2 roads, we don't hit enough for the match, for the meeting. That's what you said, right?
If you do Coleman Creek, Circle and King Road, you will have enough for the match.
What do you
If we don't let CW Matthews do it, we don't. If they just do Alberton Road, we don't hit our match.
Because they only bid it on 2 miles. At $538,000
For 2.5 miles?
for 2 miles of Allenton. That was the cost that Chris came back and told me that's what he calculated CW Matthews for the 2 miles of Allenton at 538,446.53.
Well, that's easy to figure out.
So I took that divided by 2 times 5.5 and cut into the
what if he
1.4
does a
million.
whole road that might just add it to it.
That's where that 1.4 in that first paper came from. Take the 538 divided by 2 times 5.5.
You already did that, good.
That's where your 1.4 on the 26 LRA money came from. That's just, you have to bid it out, but just a ballpark figure from
So
the
we would
last
need to
bid.
put an additional $200,000 from
Which will be-
T-Splosh and they do all of Alberton Road.
I would use the 24 LRA and knock it
In-house.
out.
Well, yeah, but in an in-house, we do the other 2.
And how much are you gonna be short on your LMIG match?
You gotta do 30%.
Yep. So if you do the,
Coleman Creek and King.
you got 1.1,
Yeah.
then about 125.
Gunter Street is off of Coleman Creek. It's a $50,000 job. It's 0.21 miles. It's right there. It needs to be done. It's rated as 1. As far as finding enough roads to pave to meet that, that's the easy part.
Yeah, but we need to use the state money to get this big road.
Yeah.
I think
So you have to, if you want to do hours in the whole 5.5, you have to put out another bid and just
So you're saying
reject
four-
all 26 LMIG bids and rebid it.
We gotta rebid everything to do this.
If you want to reject and do all 5.5 miles of Alberton, it has to be rebidded by everybody, a fair opportunity.
If they take that shuttle buggy back out, you'd save enough money right there to pay for the asphalt for Coleman Circle. See, there ain't no county around here use a shuttle buggy. And if anybody don't know what a shuttle buggy is, it's a piece of equipment they're gonna go back and forth on. They add to it, it's supposed to make.
How much is a shuttle buggy?
They put in their price that they figure about $400-$500 an hour, all day long.
Well, I mean, but from the
You-
bottom price to the next one was $200,000, so somebody must not take it.
I don't know that part, but I just know EMC asked you to figure the shuttle buggy in there.
So we can't make a motion on
$400 an
that.
hour, that's about a $45,000 expense. $45,000 buy a lot of asphalt.
So we can't make a motion on giving them that because it has to be rebid.
Correct. If you want to do the whole 5.5 miles of Alberton.
And keep in mind, for them to rebid, they have to pay EMC every time they put in a bid on something. And so that means we're expecting them to come in and pay again to rebid a project that they just came and bid on. So we might not get many bids because they're gonna say we just paid to submit a bid last week.
But the way we're discussing this is a cheaper way to get there than if we do the 1.8. And then take $600,000 of this extra money and put with it. We still got 3.5 miles of Alberton Road to pave, which is gonna be another $1 million. Whereas this
Correct.
way, we're only trying to find $200,000 to $400,000 to get all of this stuff done. So I'd heap rather them have to, I don't know how we work that out. I mean, we end up spending $600,000 less this way. Is that, I mean.
So how do we need to word that?
So that's what I'm trying to
You
figure out.
have the ability just to bid out that 3.5 additional mileage as your LRA project. If John's estimates are correct, then that would come in at about $1 million right at your LRA funding. Wouldn't be doing bridge projects.
Ask for, instead of a new bid, a continuation of a bid, and
Right.
scratch off what you don't want.
Right.
Do it
Because-
quickly, if you do it quickly enough, and you know.
Maybe we should have got a little closer
Just when
to
you
start
start
with.
way out here, they have to put a lower price on them than they would others.
So we need to do that at 600. We got roughly 500 left from this year's LRA. Right? Based on that bridge list being cut all to pieces.
Right.
So that leaves 100 to get, that can come from the 300 of the 24 LRA. Right? Then that gets that short list of bridges and all of these roads and all of Alberton Road done. No, that doesn't get all of Alberton Road. That leaves us $200,000 plus we'd have to move the fund balance or T-Splosh to finish Alberton Road at roughly $1 million, 800 to $1 million. That's why I say going that route causes us to spend about $500,000 more out of our overage fund balance or T-Splosh, so that we already have the other money.
Instead of $1 million.
But what's the problem with doing that now? Because the only problem I heard was they might get upset because we asked them to bid something and took it away from them.
Well, I mean, I don't think they get upset if you let them do all Alberton Road.
Well, that's the way bids work anyhow. I mean, that's what you do. It's when you put out for bid, you're not saying whoever has the lowest bid, you definitely got the job. Everybody puts in bids and that gives you some numbers to work with, I've been putting bids in for 45 years. A lot of times I don't never hear nobody call back, and sometimes they all ring. So I mean, it's no guarantee. If we decide to regroup, but it's just pulling on timeline. We got to get this
So
going.
we need 1.4 million for them to do all of Alberton.
Estimated.
Okay. And you need 1.3 to do the other two,
1-1.
1.1. And we've got 12.24 right there. So I just call it 200, okay? But once we approve this, then we can pull out what we want to and move to whatever we want.
You're gonna do the 26 LRA for the other two roads, King and Coleman Creek. They're not gonna equal. Is that what you said they will?
Hang on, we ain't got there yet.
That 1.1 would have to add another road.
No, not for LRA, because you're getting $1,018,000, so you.
Oh, the
It
LRA
would be
block
okay,
that up,
yeah.
it'd be fine.
Yeah, they're talking about correct me if I'm wrong, Commissioner Worsley, but you're looking at Allenton moving the 2 miles and doing a complete 5.5 miles. Is that what you're?
Yep.
Okay. Well, Michael's is just bidding out the 3.5 miles of remaining mileage as a separate bid.
Did the,
What did you say it was, 260?
if you wanted to make it.
263, I think. 263, I think.
Your LMIG, you wouldn't be able to do that because the bid that y'all put out for the LMIG project did not include that 3.5.
Great, so you have to just
If
bid
you
it.
wanted to do that 3.5 additional as a separate bid,
Bid.
could do that. And make just that 3.5 part of your LRA. And then you carry on with your LMIG bid as is.
Here's what I want to do. And it only costs us $500,000 versus $1 million. And y'all help me figure out how to, all right, so 1.4 million to do all the Alberton Road with a contractor. We've got 12.24 in LMIG plus our match we've already committed to. So roughly $200,000 more that we'd have to add to it from the 24 LRA. That would leave 100,000 left there to use. So now we move over so now Alberton Road's done. We move over to the other two roads with Brian, he needed 1.1 million. We've got $500,000 left from the 26 LRA after this bridge work. We commit to it, that leaves 600. Take the remaining 100 from the 24 LRA, that leaves 500. We take that 500 from either T-SPLOS or our fund balance overage. So we're only spending $500,000 outside of the awarded money versus $1 million.
But when I submit.
So how do we make that happen?
So when I submit for the LRA, it needs to total, the project list needs to total at least an estimated $1,018,000 and whatever change was.
3.5 miles will total that.
So you wanna do that?
And that's doing nothing but roads with everything. That's not touching the bridge or culverts or
Well, it's
anything.
touching the bridge. Because out of that 26 LRA, he said only ones left listed was like 550.
Okay, so you want to do the three that he mentioned?
He's gonna do the
use a
3 he
balance.
mentioned.
Okay, I'm following you now.
All the LMIG project we said, plus finishing Alberton Road.
Yep.
And it uses up all of the LMIG money, the LRA money from this year, the left balance from 24. It will only cost us $500,000 either we can take from T-SPLOS or our overage fund that we were gonna look at doing buildings and roads with anyway. Instead of doing it the other way, it's gonna cost us $1 million to pay 1.1 million to him to go do those two roads.
So the way it would need to be passed is.
Yeah. I know, I was having to do math while everybody was talking and
Well, I think what need to be approved by the board is approve the 26 LMIG as presented with CW Matthews for everything.
1.82.
Yeah.
1.823, yes.
And
Okay.
then when you go back to the 26 LRA, that's when you make the recommendation to bid out 3.5 miles of Alberton, utilizing those funding sources
And add the bridges,
and add the bridges.
utilizing either T-SPLOS or the overage from the 24 LRA.
All of it,
All right,
24
hang on.
LRA.
All right,
So
bid out over it.
award of 26 LMIG as presented, then the LRA, the 3 bridges or culverts, the additional 3.5 miles of Alberton to bid out.
Mm-hmm.
And then use the LRA 24 LRA remaining funds,
And fund balance.
/ T-SPLOS, to be decided by the board,
And at that time, we can decide which one's the best.
depending on
Pay
the
it from
balances.
based on where our balances are.
That work, Michael?
Then we could,
Going back to the LMIG motion, it would have to include the deficit and also about T-SPLOS. Because 1.8 doesn't, when you're only getting 1.2, means that you have about $600,000 worth.
Yes.
So that's just.
Or the fund balance.
We have to do that in the motion, even though we're not gonna be spending it later on in through the project. Because the way it's broken out, we're not gonna do that.
I think what he's saying, you gotta go back to that LRA.
Oh, yes, we are. Yeah, I'm sorry.
You're 2 miles.
So but that,
Do that, you have to do the full project.
that makes moot the 24 LRA and fund balance on T-Splosh. That's already in there, so we don't need to add that on the 24 LRA part. Well, we will the fund balance, just to cover ourselves. All right, I think I'm ready to make a motion if y'all.
I hope I get it right.
So I gotta make the one, and then we gotta go back to number 2, which is now number 7 to do the other.
Technically, yeah, it's table number 2.
Yes, sir. I understand. All right, so for item number 6, I make a motion to approve the 26 LMIG for the $1,823,088 to CW Matthews with the deficit that comes from T-Splosh.
Second.
Are we right?
All in favor?
Okay. Now we're going to now item number 7, which was item number 2.
Finance will run all these numbers, commissioners, and if there's a discrepancy, we'll bring it back at the next meeting.
Because we're also on the clock with a lot of this, right, Allison? I mean, we need to make decisions, right?
The scope will work at least,
But
the project list.
before the 15th.
Okay, so if y'all indulge me for a second on this, I'll make a motion, you can let it fall or agree with it. So on the 2026 LRA project list, I'll make a motion to we repairing or rebuilding bridges on Murray Road, Harmon Road, Dallas Mill Road, Wadley Street, and Beaver Lake Road. Those are your 3, right?
But that's again, Murray Road.
Murray Road, Harmon Road / Dallas Mill Road / Wadley Street, and Beaver Lake Road.
Yes.
Second.
With funds to come from 2026 LRA funding. I would like to take the balance of the LRA fund and bid out the remaining 3.5 miles of Alverton Road paving. And any remaining balance of that project be funded with the remaining balance of the 24 LRA and fund balance if necessary.
And the remaining of the 26 LRA.
Already did that, I thought.
Okay. So they got the 24, 26 LRA balance and the fund balance.
Right.
Second.
All in favor?
That wasn't hard, did it?
All right, we'll get that submitted for bid.
Good. I always said you do your numbers, but it's good.
All right, so we're getting everything we wanted done, other than we got some questions about some of these bridges on there. Okay. Cool.
That's what we've been trying to do, but there's been so much.
We just went about it like that.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the same thing we talked
Okay.
about like 2 months, exactly the same thing. It's just now it's under.
Whew. That's it, right?
That's it. Hey, report from county administrator.
Commissioners, be quick and swift. You had an ambulance chassis estimated from John Meagle. It'll be August, so it's coming along pretty fast. I've contacted them. I've ordered the engine for the flatbed that's sitting over in the surplus yard. We put 7 vehicles on Gov Deals and made $26,000. I don't know what the commission will be off of that. We'll have to pay back to Gov Deals, but as soon as that check comes, it should be in the $20,000 range. Waiting on titles to list the remaining vehicles on Gov Deals. Surprisingly, some of the pickups on there went for $1,000. So Gov Deals turned out to be very successful for the county. Worked on the radio contract. We got it signed. They're clearing the land across the street. We had a meeting this morning with Yancey. Attended the LMIG bid opening. We had open enrollment last week with a lunch provided on Friday, May 22nd. We had a fairly good turnout with the people that were here with it being Memorial Day weekend. I met with Travis with River City on the courthouse progress. I got a meeting with him on Thursday about an HVAC install. They got questions about how to run it on the 2nd floor. Met with Jim Fallon on retirement. We researched the courthouse trees and trying to find the best solution on that one. And preparing the scope of works as discussed in the work session. That's what I have.
Fulton County Commission, Commissioner Worthy.
I was like, thank you everybody for the job they're doing and everybody here for being patient through that last conversation. And then thank all the citizens for coming to the meetings and getting involved and getting out to vote. It was a little disturbing. I think our vote turnout was extremely low for our county. I hope more people will get involved and let their voice be heard.
Vice Chairman Snelson.
I just want to thank the citizens for coming out and being a part of it and participating in all that we're doing. And I went to the car show that the Greenville Senior Center put on Saturday morning, and it was great. It was great walking around and then seeing us there and participating with them. The Memorial Day service went great yesterday at the Manchester Mill. And I mean, it brings it to light when there's someone standing up talking about the soldiers that he lost standing beside him in Vietnam. And it was really touching. And I hope more people will come to that next time. And thank everyone for all that they're doing.
Mr. King.
Same thing. Thanks to the staff and Public Works getting things done. And I'm glad we're finally getting some rain. It's hurting outside work, but we've been needed. But other than that, thanks to everybody.
I'd just like to say thank you to the staff and all employees for the job they do. And thank the constituent for coming out and to the meetings and supporting the commissioners. That's all I have. Fulton County Attorney.
I had nothing to report, need for executive session.
Future meetings and notices, Monday, June 8th, 2026, regular meeting 6 p.m. Closed in observance of Juneteenth on Friday, June the 19th, 2026. Tuesday, June the 23rd, 2026, regular meeting at 6 p.m. Closed in observance of Independence Day on Friday, July the 3rd, 2026. We have a need for executive session,
We do.
litigation, personnel, real estate, tax matters, and cybersecurity.
So moved. No.
All in
Good,
favor?
second. Back in the regular session.
Second.
All in favor? Action was taken during executive session. We'd like to accept the county administrator's resignation effective July 10th.
There's a motion. I second it.
All in favor? Also, I'd like to make a motion to approve salary discussed during executive session for an employee.
I say,
All in favor?
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?